What's up, guys? Back in the shop, and today I'm going to try my hand at tanning a fox hide. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you saw the video where I skinned this guy. If you haven't seen that video, pause this one, hop back in it, check out how to skin a fox, and then come back to this one. Got this guy skinned, got it fleshed, and then salted, and it's been stretched. It's been hanging on the stretcher in the shop for about 5 years. It's been preserved pretty good. And I'm going to try my hand at tanning it. Never tanned before. The product we're going to use today is this Deer Hunter and Trapper's hide tanning formula. It says that one bottle will do like 2 to 3 small animals, 1 deer, and it takes multiple bottles for a big animal. You can get this at Bass Pro. You've probably seen it there, or Amazon. I'll put the Amazon link in the description. And we're going to get it and see how this turns out. If it's good, maybe we'll make something out of it. First step I've got to do is get all of this salt off the hide, so I'm going to take it outside, get it brushed up, and we'll go from there. Let's get into it. Now that we've gotten most of the loose salt off, the instructions call to rinse this in a saltwater bath, a warm saltwater bath, for about 15 minutes. So the mix is a ½ a pound of salt per gallon of water. So I've got 1 gallon of warm water here, and then I've got my salt. There's still a little bit of salt left on the hide, so I'm just going to go straight water first, and then I'll add the salt in just a second. Got everything in there, mix it up a little bit, and then I will start my timer. That's the 15 minutes. So I'm fixing to pull this out, drain the water, and then we're going to wash it in soap and warm water. Something I should have mentioned at the beginning, I plan on tanning this hair on. There's different steps if you're going to tan hair off. Before I started this process, I kind of pulled on some of the hair around the edges to see if it was going to come out. It held pretty good, and you can see we've got some hair off in the water, but not a ton. Anytime that I'm prepping hides, I try and give them a good clean before I tan them and dry them and everything. So I'm fixing to go drain this, wring it out a little bit, and then I'll bring it back in here and we'll clean it up. Now that we've got the salt bath done, the directions say to wash it in some kind of degreaser, dish soap. For raccoon hides, it recommends 2 washes like this, just to get all the salt and the grease off. Raccoon hides are pretty greasy. This fox is not too bad. So I'm going to put a little soap on here. We're going to kind of work it in, and then get some water, and let's get this dude cleaned up. Alright, so that washed up pretty good. I turned the hide inside out so I could wash some of the fur in case there was any kind of junk or salt or grease left in it. Now I'm going to take it outside, dump this, and rinse everything with the garden hose. Give it a good rinse to get all the soap off of it. It's dark out tonight, so I'm not going to take you guys with me, so I'll go rinse it and then come back and we'll pick up where we left off. So I just took it out, took the garden hose to it, rinsed it until no more soap was coming out. That's what it looks like hair side out. The next step is we're going to hang dry it and let it dry almost all the way. They recommend it be a little bit moist before we apply the tanning solution. So I'm going to hang it up. I'm actually going to hang it first side out and blow dry it a little bit so the fur doesn't hold as much water, and then I'll turn hide side out so that part can be dry. There it is. Hide side, or fur side out. Stole the wife's hair dryer, don't tell her. I'm going to let it hang fur side out for a couple hours and let that fur dry pretty good. And then I'll come back in and flip it inside out and let the inside kind of dry. Once that gets good dry, where the fur's dry and the hide is just a little bit damp, then we'll come back and add the tanning solution. So it's been about 3.5 hours since that last wash, and I let it dry. I just hung it up and had a fan running on it, and so the fur is pretty well dry. The hide is still damp, which is what we want, according to the directions. So I've taken the tanning formula, and it has been soaking in warm water for about 30 minutes just to soften it up. So now we're going to shake it up and start applying it. It's good and shaken up. I don't know how thick this is going to be. Okay. So you're supposed to spread it on there and then just start kind of working it into the hide. So I'm just trying to get it evenly coated on here and cover all the hide that I can get. And then I'm just working it in with the gloves. It says you can put it on with a paintbrush, but I didn't know if a paintbrush was going to soak it up, and I didn't really want to waste it. So I'm just applying it and then rubbing it in. And I don't really know how much to apply. It says just cover the whole area. It seems to be coating it pretty good and spreading around. And then once it's dries with this on it, it said you can always add some more if you miss some spots and dampen it and add. So we're just going to keep working it in. Okay, so that's pretty evenly coated. I got it worked in there real good. Now the directions say to turn the hide skin side in on itself and then hang it up and let it dry for 12 to 16 hours. And so we'll get that going. I'll turn it inside out, hang it back up, and we'll check on it tomorrow evening. Got it hung up. We'll leave it there and come check it tomorrow night. Alright, so it's been a couple days since I applied the tanning solution, and the hide seems to be tanned pretty well. You can see that's it. It's still pretty stiff, but it's getting more pliable the more I kind of knead it around. So you can, it's kind of the consistency of paper right now, but that solution seemed to work pretty good. It doesn't have a smell to it. Hair doesn't seem to be pulling off anywhere, and it's good and, you know, dried across the whole thing. So you can, there's a lot of different ways you can soften it up, rolling the hide up, breaking up the fibers in it, and that'll soften it, make it a little bit more supple. But haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one yet, so we're just going to leave it as is. Thanks for watching. That stuff worked pretty well. That tanning solution worked pretty well. It was pretty easy. Took a couple days. Took longer because I had to leave it out in the shop and then get back to it when I could. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to hit me up in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll get some more videos coming your way.